The defense emerges. Jackson, not Dr. Murray, shoots himself up with the drug. That's impossible. Hard evidence in court proving Dr. Conrad Murray's story to police was a lie. And one of the married doctor's 3 mistresses begins to emerge as a star witness for the state. We are live here in LA, camped outside the county courthouse, bringing you the latest, and we are all taking your calls straight out to Rupa Michelinani, investigative reporter. Rupa, I want to discuss how we now know that Conrad Murray's story to police was a lie, based on the hard records, the phone records.
That's right, Nancy. So much has emerged from testimony in court in the last 2 or 3 days, including today. In fact, the phone records suggest that Conrad Murray may have been aware of Michael Jackson's death at 11:56 a.m. and that he didn't make his first phone call until 15 minutes later at 12:11 p.m., Nancy. And that's when he called a personal assistant, and then later the head of security, Michael Jackson's head of security, Alvarez, who has testified now, came into the room and discovered Michael Jackson already dead, not breathing, laying in this bed, palms face up, eyes wide open, clearly already dead.
Another issue, Ellie Jostad, that I've identified, I don't know if they're going to identify it in court, but regarding the defense theory that Michael Jackson shot himself up with a super powerful surgical anesthetic propofol is impossible, because Michael Jackson was also hooked up to a condom catheter. So as he lay there totally knocked out, if he urinated, he wouldn't wet the bed. Now, I've got the autopsy report right here in front of me. Let me put my hands on it. Clark, find it for me. It's right. Okay, here it is. And I noticed that he is lying on a blue plastic sheet covered in cotton in case he does get out of the catheter. But here's my question. Put Ellie up, please. I'd like to see Ellie Jostad. Here's my question. The defense is claiming that Michael Jackson shot himself up with propofol. Then who put him in the catheter? You think Michael Jackson stuck a catheter up his own penis? I don't think so, Ellie. A doctor did that.
Well, I mean, right, Nancy. And the defense isn't fighting that part of it. They are admitting that Dr. Murray was giving Michael Jackson propofol almost every night for 2 months. They claim, though, that he was trying to wean him off of it. And on the night or the early morning that Michael Jackson died, they say that Murray hooked him up, only gave him other drugs to get him to sleep, the lorazepam, the midazolam, and that it wasn't until Jackson begged Dr. Murray for propofol that he gave him a very small dose, 25 milligrams, that they say should have worn off in about 5 minutes.
What? Right there. That doesn't make sense. With propofol, the minute you take it out, I've had propofol before surgery before. The minute you take the propofol out, you take out the needle, you wake up. It's just like that. So what's the point? If you're trying to get Michael Jackson to sleep, to give him 5 minutes of propofol, that doesn't even make sense, Ellie.
Well, and that is what the prosecution says as well, Nancy. But what the defense is going to claim is that as soon as that small dose of propofol wore off, that Michael Jackson, and this is when Dr. Murray is out of the room, that he ingests a bunch of lorazepam tablets, enough to put 6 regular people to sleep. They also say then he somehow ingested, and they didn't specify in their opening whether that means he injected it or if he drank it, but they say that those combination of drugs created this perfect storm in his body that he died so quickly he couldn't even shut his eyes. There was no way he could have been revived.
Really? Okay, so they're saying it was lorazepam, right?
Yeah, lorazepam with the shot or the drinking the propofol.